But yeah, so David and I, we started doing these live streams. I think was it 2 weeks ago, I believe, and it's COVID-19, it's quarantine. A lot of people are at home, and so we wanted to do what we could to just kind of teach and kind of pay it forward and give some free information. And so the goal with these live streams is like 15 minutes. So it's short, just kind of some actionable things that you can do and apply in your business. However, I think the last one was like 30 minutes. So we don't keep ourselves to that 15-minute mark. However, that's kind of what we plan. It usually takes a few minutes to get things rolling though. And so that kind of adds to it.
Yeah, Tim, I'm trying to figure out where the last time I found all the lives in one place on Facebook. Do you
Yeah, I
recall?
don't know. I'm not sure what to tell
Oh, I
you.
think I know where it is. It's under watch and then live stream. Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome. So we ready to get
Thanks for
rolling?
letting me. We're ready to get rolling. I hope everybody's week is going well. My name, obviously, if you just saw us jump live on one of the YouTube or Facebook and you've never watched or saw Tim before or met us, why don't we go ahead and do a quick introduction? My name is David Blackman, and that's
I'm
my
Tim
buddy Tim
Streifler.
Streifler. Yeah. Hey, Tim. We are the co-founders of WP Gears. We're the co-hosts of WP the podcast, if you've listened to it there. And we also have a couple of product businesses that focus around WordPress and Divi plugins and child themes. And we started doing e-learning about a year and a half ago. And we really, really enjoy teaching, sharing our knowledge, and helping out, people. As we learn things, we like to share it and stuff and pass it along. And obviously, it's another revenue stream for us. Let's be real. Let's call it what it is. Once you get to a level of, I would say expertise in something, you can pass that knowledge on and diversify your business and your revenue streams and stuff. And we definitely did that a year and a half ago, and found out that we really like it. We really enjoy it. So obviously, this is free right now. This doesn't cost you a thing, for us to share our knowledge. And Tim talked about COVID-19 and what we were doing and stuff. And, we wanted to give you a few things that you could do today to help your web design business. So I think Tim's going to share his screen, and we're going to do a little, we're going to kind of jot down some notes and stuff. And that way you can come back and watch it whenever you want to and kind of go over some things. So let's dive into today. You want to start, Tim? I feel like I've been doing all the
Yeah,
talking.
yeah, absolutely. So the title of today's live stream webinar is Things Web Designers Can Do for Their Business During Quarantine. The whole world is basically in some sort of a quarantine. It's different in every country, every state, every location, slightly, but to the extent, for the most part, everyone is in some sort of quarantine, and so that's kind of what prompted all this. Now, last week we did a live stream on things web designers can do to generate income right now. So definitely go back and watch the replay if you haven't, if you weren't able to catch that live. And so today we're going to be talking about things that you can do for your business that aren't necessarily revenue, aren't necessarily things to get revenue right now, but things that you can do during this time. And so we're going to go ahead and dive right in.
Awesome. All right. First thing on our list today is one thing that you can do for your web design business is start producing content, tutorials, and strategies to help businesses. This is not necessarily, well, it could be twofold, because it will help your business out on both ways. I highly recommend creating content that are going to help businesses, because those businesses may be doing some research right now on what they can do to never be in the situation that they're in right now. So, how do they market their business online? How do they go about doing that? So, one example that you can use would be like on page SEO. You know, do a quick video tutorial or a written blog post on, how to do on page SEO, the best practices for that, but title it to where, think of the business owner and what they might be searching for. So you want to kind of produce content around what they may be searching for, but it needs to be valuable content. It can't be just spammy stuff. So do stuff like on-page SEOs. Teach them tricks and things that they can do in their business that's going to help them get found online and stuff. So maybe even help them set up forms, how to create a form to sell my products online. So a lot of businesses don't have e-commerce stores. They want to make money really quick, but they don't have either the time or the resources to build an e-commerce store. But so maybe you'll do a tutorial on how do I sell my products online without an e-commerce store. And it may be teaching them how to set up Gravity forms with PayPal integration or Stripe integration and allows them to take payments online and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
love that. That's awesome. A lot of people say, like, yeah, I know I need to be blogging. I know I need to be creating content. I just don't have the time. Well, guess what? Now you do. Events are canceled, movies are canceled, sports are canceled. Like anything and everything that it would typically take up your spare time has been canceled. And so now's a great time to devote into those things that you've been putting off and haven't had time to do, such as starting to create content and get out there and blog. And the stuff David mentioned is amazing in terms of the ideas. So if you're a web designer, creating those things that a potential client might want to learn, might be out there searching for, and create content around that. And so, yeah, there's no better time than now.
Yeah, and there's lots of different things that you can do. I just gave a couple of really quick examples. Think about, things that you do to help businesses on a daily basis. So if you feel like teaching them how to design or build a landing page in Divi, for example, that's probably going to help them. If you want to teach them how to get user acquisition or to teach them how to put a pop-up on their site that lets them know that lets the world know that, hey, you know what? Our business is closed, but we've got curbside service and stuff. So start doing these things. They're going to help you long term, anyways. This is kind of evergreen content that's going to benefit you regardless. So think about that. Also, if you want to create content for your own business, you can do that as well. So, but I would probably focus on the small businesses because they're probably here now and in the future going to be doing a lot more searches about how to not be in a situation that they're currently in.
Yeah.
So cool.
And one more thing to add to that, David. A lot of times, what we hear is people will say, "Well, why would I want to create content for something and give it away for free when that's the type of stuff that people pay me for?" So, for example, why would to use David's example, why would I create a blog post talking about how to create an e-commerce site or whatever when people pay me thousands of dollars for that? Well, here's the thing: someone that is going to be searching and wanting to learn how to do it themselves, they're going to learn regardless. So you might as well let them learn from you, because here's what might happen is they might start the process and realize this is really, really hard, or I technically have an e-commerce site, but it looks like crap. I need to go and hire a professional to make this better or to actually finish the project. Well, guess what? You just taught them, you just built that credibility and trust. So you're probably on their short list of professionals to reach out to in order to get a bid. So that's a common thing we hear is giving away something for free. It sounds kind of counterproductive. If the goal is to eventually get business from it, then why would you give it away for free? And so that's kind of the thought process and the strategy behind creating content.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it'll always benefit you. Trust us when we say that. You can never give too much away. Couple of more quick things that you can do right now during quarantine. The second one is evaluate your processes, tools, and maybe even consider doing some process mapping. Um, if you're not familiar with what process mapping is setting up a roadmap of all the processes in your business. So, for example, onboarding a new client, you may know it in your head, and you may, it may be something that you do on a daily basis and stuff. But if you start hiring, outsourcing, building a team, you're going to really need to have those processes nailed down so that someone can walk into your business and take off running because you've got it already mapped out. You've got the processes mapped out, whatever they are. Huge. Look up What's it called? DIMVID. There's an acronym, and I can't remember what it is. I'm going to Google it right now while Tim
Yeah.
gives you a couple more quick
Yeah,
things.
David mentioned one of the benefits of process mapping and getting all your processes documented is you can bring someone in and they can kind of just hit the ground running. In addition to that, too, you might be thinking, well, I'm a solopreneur, I'm not ready to like bring anybody on, any contractors. Well, that's still a good idea to put those processes down and document them and map them out for your own benefit. Because as a small business owner, we're wearing lots of hats. You know, one day you're designing, the next day you're figuring out some more technical stuff in the WordPress database, and then the next day you're doing sales. The next day you're doing some bookkeeping and stuff. So you do a lot of different things, wear a lot of different hats, and so having these processes mapped out is going to help you because you have an established process. So then when you're doing the task next time, you're not spinning your wheels trying to remember what you did and how you did it. You have a clear set of directions for yourself and you'll save a lot of time that way.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is, and I figured I would Google process mapping and find it really quickly, but it's my brain is just kind of drawing a blank right now. But it's like DMADVA, and it's an acronym, and they mean a couple of different things, and depending on the type of business that you have and where you're at in your business, there's two different routes to go, and you can Google it and find a lot of good information out there. But one of them is if you've never ever had a process created, you're going to start from scratch. And the other one is refining your existing processes. So don't be afraid to do that. Another thing is evaluate your tools, evaluate the tools that you're using. Do you still use them? I'm going to throw myself under the bus here and say that, we're constantly purchasing new tools for our team to use and stuff on an annual basis. And where I've fallen short is going back and reevaluating, are we still using these tools? Do we still need them? Because a lot of these things are on auto renewal, and it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. You forget about it and you're still paying for it, and you may not even be using it. So at one time we had, I want to say, three separate subscriptions for Adobe Creative Cloud, because we have a pretty big creative team and you can only have like two people using, a license on the Adobe Creative Cloud at any one given time. So, we had at least six people that were using all of the Adobe products. So we bought three licenses. Well, times changed, people move on, and we only ended up for a while having four people. So we ended up canceling one of those subscriptions. So don't be afraid to go back and look at the tools that you're using and evaluate them and stuff. Now might be a good time to do that.
Yeah, definitely. And one way to do that, you can use obviously your online banking to kind of go through. But another thing that's really helpful that we recommend is use online bookkeeping software for your business. First of all, it's really helpful to have a separate bank account just for business expenses and business income. And then what you can do is you can hook it up to a software like QuickBooks Online, for example. And QuickBooks Online is online bookkeeping software, and you'll be able to track everything really well. And so you can be like, wow, I have way too many subscriptions for software slash WordPress plugins, for example, which is one of my categories. And you can kind of go through and see, well, hey, why do I really need to be paying for this premium form plugin as well as this one over here? And then you can kind of make those decisions. And so using a software and bookkeeping tools will
Yeah,
kind of help you pinpoint kind of where those expenses are and where they're coming from and whether or not they're needed.
absolutely. All right. Last but not least, one of the things you can do right now during quarantine businesses is if you're an expert in web design or something else, start educating people online. Create an online course. There are lots of people that are doing that right now. I can tell you from this week when we were evaluating some of our plugins that we create, one of them is a course scheduler plugin, which is a great plugin for the Lifter LMS platform, which allows you to, schedule out classes, different start dates and stuff. And it's just a really great tool for online courses. And we noticed a spike in sales and interest in this particular tool in our online LMS plugins and stuff. So Now's a good time to share your knowledge. If you've ever, wanted to or desired to teach people or help people or dive off into the e-learning aspect of things, now's a good time because you've got plenty of time to do it because you're quarantined and stuff, and you may or may not be working on may or may not be working on a client's project right now and stuff. So consider doing online education and stuff, and it may be something that you enjoy, and it may end up being something that becomes an additional revenue stream for you long term. So I know we've got several friends that have done it in the last year or so, and it's worked out really well for them.
Yeah. In addition to creating a course, now's a great time at quarantine to take a course,
Yeah.
invest in yourself, in educating yourself and kind of leveling up. Obviously, as web designers and being in the technical space, there's an unlimited amount of different things that we can uh, grow our knowledge in. It can be in more technical things or it can be on the business side. So, for example, shameless plug, David and I here at WP Gears have the Divi Business Expert course. It's open for enrollment, 50% off plus the lowest payment plans we've ever offered. So you can learn about that at WPGears.com and just click the link for the Divi Business Expert course. But additionally, I mean, there's so many different things. You can take a course on, I don't know, e-commerce, or you can take a course on this
Well,
or
you could,
that, or email marketing. So there's so many different areas that you can invest in yourself.
yeah, you can up your game even on your own skill set. If you are like me, a not super technical person, and CSS or JavaScript or jQuery or any of those languages or things that you desired, now's a good time to increase your skill level, because it's just going to benefit you in the long run. It's going to help you to help your clients, and it'll help you get more clients because you've got more experience and stuff. And knowledge is powerful. Business owners want the person who understands their business the best and how to market their business online and stuff. So absolutely, yeah. Marketing, email marketing, content marketing, inbound marketing, paid ads, any of that stuff where you can turn around and offer that to your clients and create a new revenue stream is an absolutely great thing to do right now while you're in quarantine. So I think that's pretty much it for the day for today. I think we might have went over our 15-minute goal, but that's okay. I hope you've gotten some value out of this. And yeah, I mean, if you want to, jump in like Tim said and take advantage of our COVID-19, I don't call it a special. It's kind of what we've decided to do to kind of help people who expressed interest in learning while they were quarantined and stuff. So head on over to wpgears.com, check out the Divi Business Expert course. We've done 4 classes so far, and we just recently opened it up. We've got some great payment plan options. Our lowest best deal ever because of these times and stuff. We brought back our 50% off Black Friday special and stuff. So if that's something you desire, we'd love to see you in class and help you take your business to the next level. So I think that's it from me today, Tim. Anything
Yeah.
else?
I think there's a couple questions here in the chat on Zoom. Jerry asked what the name of our podcast is. It's WP the podcast, and so you can um, access it from any podcasting app as well as wpgears.com. We've been on break for the last several months, but we're going to be starting up again very soon. So stay tuned for that. And then Fran mentioned we're talking about evaluating
Yeah, Six
expenses and
Sigma.
tools and PayPal. That's exactly right. You can look in PayPal to see any active subscriptions you have in addition to using something like a bookkeeping app.
Yeah. And Six Sigma is what I was referring to, but there's an acronym for Six Sigma. It's their DMADV, and I can't remember it. But if you Google Six Sigma, thank you so much, Fran. We appreciate it. Hope everybody has a great week. And I hope your week turns around and you're not losing your mind staying home.
Yeah. And if you can, weather permitting, get outside and exercise. It does a
Yeah,
lot for your mental health as well as physical
absolutely.
health.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Tim, you going to say bye?
Take care.
One more.
Bye bye.